This is Harold Sullivan. Welcome to Seekers. I didn't do a session last night, but I have a few interesting things. And I have no facts to support any of this, basically. But, it's just me and my sister and our own words, experiences. Anyway, so let me tell you guys. I was sitting right by the table there a couple times yesterday, different times, and I felt like something gently shaked my wheelchair and me. A couple days ago, I felt like something touched the back of my neck for a second or fell down the back of my shirt, but I didn't think nothing of any of these things, so I didn't mention to anybody or say anything to you guys on camera. So I was sitting, then yesterday I come home, and I'm over here in front of the TV where I usually sit, watching TV, or playing, actually I was playing PlayStation yesterday evening. And I don't remember when I felt the two chair shakes. I think one was before, one was after. They were both after. But anyway, okay. So I look up. Oh, let me show you guys here. I look up on the shelf up there, and you see them 4 dolls there. Let me zoom in. There's 4 dolls there. Okay, one looks like Jason, one looks like Freddy, and there's a couple other ones right there. Well, they were all aimed to the right, like they were looking toward where I sit in front of the TV. And they weren't all turned the same way, but they were all turned just enough at the angle to where they were all still there, but looking that way. And I didn't get that on camera, because again, I didn't think anything of it. So last night, my sister comes over, and I didn't tell her about the dolls. She comes over to heat me up some food. She's on the phone talking. Standing right back here. Right back here where the left drawer is. She's standing there leaning against the wall. And she's talking on the phone for a few minutes, and then I didn't tell her about the dolls. I didn't want to interrupt her, of course. Didn't tell her about anything. And then she says, "What the hell was that?" or something like that. She almost falls over. And then at the same time, I'm hearing like sounds like somebody's walks past or runs past her, or somebody's in the hallway, something. Like somebody came in the door, but nobody has a key to get in but her, and there's bells on the front door, so when someone comes in, you can hear the bells. Well, we look over, both of us, like right after that, and these crosses on the door are swinging. They're moving, they were swinging. And I've noticed, because I try to debunk everything, and I do notice everything. I kind of think I have OCD, where I'm always making sure everything is exactly where it is, or it should be. And I did notice sometimes when the furnace comes on, okay, if you look up here behind this top picture, newspapers framed, there's right behind there where I have like a heating vent. That picture will move a little bit because the heating vent makes air come through, and I noticed that makes, I guess it goes over and it makes the crosses on the door swing a little bit, but at that time the furnace wasn't even on. So she said she felt like the wall moved out and pushed her, or something pushed her, and she almost fell over, and I didn't know what to make of it. And then after that, I told her about the dolls, and she looked up, and then she straightened out the dolls. They were moved, and I told her about how felt like I got bumped twice, or pushed, or shook something. So we had all these things happen last night, and I believe her, because she wouldn't have just made it up. She wasn't even believing in these things to begin with. But the way she almost fell, she was on the cell phone talking. So I have a lot of questions to ask next time I do a session, but I wanted to update you guys with this information. I had been asking to get if they could move the pen cap a couple times before I set it up on a table over there to where you could touch it and it would fall over. I did it off camera because I wanted to see what would happen off camera first, and I didn't mention to you guys, but nothing ever happened. But now it seems like, oh, and then let me show you this. I don't know if you guys can tell from this angle, but the TV is crooked, which I noticed today, and it wasn't crooked yesterday. Let me go over here and zoom out a little bit and show you guys this. Again, I notice everything, and it might have even just happened today. And I haven't left today, but the TV is slanted a little bit. It's hard to see. Let me try to zoom in here more. If you guys can see here. After it clears up. Okay. It's hard to see, but the left side of the TV is out more than the right side. If I could get in here to show you that there's a bandana under the TV. I gotta zoom out. There's a bandana under the TV, which is all wrinkled, which means something pushed the TV a little bit forward, which again is leaning toward the way I would sit. It's crooked that way. And you gotta move this TV, it's pretty heavy, I can't even do it myself. It needs to go back here to see if you guys can tell it's crooked. And my sister came over today, I told her about the TV, but I told her to leave it alone so I can get it on camera here. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the front of it is, see, I'm straight right now, the front of it is leaning a little bit more toward us than the right is. So, alright, I'll be back later, probably to do a session. I want to keep you guys posted. Take care. This is Harold Sullivan. I'm back. I'm going to do a short evening session. I have the EMF meter, a K2 out on the table. I also have a pen cap, which I'm going to set up. And we'll see if it will fall over or anything. And I would like to get a couple answers about the events that happened yesterday. So, alright, I'm going to turn them on, see what we can do. Show you guys the EMF first. There's the EMF. Turn that on. .8. 2.1. Uh-oh. Let me turn the K2 on. Still 1.8. 1.9. We'll put the K2 right next to the EMF. 1.4, 1.5. See if you guys can see that. 1.7, 1.8. Only one light on here. Before I go to this real quick, I'm going to show you guys, I almost forgot, it's a book called Ghost Hunting that I picked up. I had to order it. Check at your local bookstore or online, called Ghost Hunting by Jason and Grant from Ghost Hunters. I knew most of the stuff in it already. I read a couple chapters, and there's one on ghost hunting in the back of it. So, and yeah, tells about some things and some cases and whatnot. Okay, I'm going to set this pen cap on the table here. If there's anybody in here with me right now, I'm going to set the pen cap up, okay? Do not knock it over till I get ready and I ask you, please. See the pen cap laying there? I'm going to put it right by the, EMF. See the pen cap on the table there? It's at 1.8, 1.6. I'm backing away about 4 or 5 feet, down to 1.5, then 1.6. You guys can see the lid, the K2, everything. 1.5, 1.4. It's usually pretty high by now. Okay. Is there anybody in here with me? Can you give me a sign of your presence? Can you go by the K2 and light it up?